son, where'd you find this?
Don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who acts like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Good evening, peace and blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. What's the word? What's the word? I hope all is well. I hope you enjoying your Saturday. Shout outs to my poets, writers, content creators. Shout outs to everybody who's been tapping in, showing love. You know what I'm saying? A lot to be grateful for. I'm humble. I thought this particular subject needed to be expanded on a little bit more for my conspiracy theorists, for my people who get curious about certain nerdy stuff. Just call it what it is. I've seen this clip. Well, I've seen a different one. This took me down the rabbit hole. The original one that I saw wasn't no more than 40, 50 seconds or so. And the brother, he introduced this woman by the name of Sabrina Wallace. And when I started to listen to what she had to say on the clip, I knew I would talk about it. It really didn't make a difference if one person or a million people heard it. I wanted to bring this up for discussion. So, fast forward. I type her name in. I find something a little more extensive compared to what I was already tapped in for. I'm going to let her rock out. I might stop it in between, but I'm going to try my best not to, because she's cooking. She said a lot of stuff that, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what the hell she's referring to. There's just some barriers there that's limited to my understanding of her field of work. So enough of that. Let me bring this up on the big screen. Okay. And I'm gonna let her cook.
Your cell phone, tell me how it works. This was the other bitchiness that I got from people over and over again. They're like, well, all you're doing is saying, how does your phone work? No, I'm trying to draw your attention to literal tech metrics. I don't know where my phone went. So that you understand how easy it is to log into you and make a change. So, how did we get to this point where all these good people in radio frequency, etc., that they don't know shit about what we're actually doing in the human body? And in order to explain all of this, I've had to make a gazillion signs. I've had to come back out here over and over again. And I've been trying to figure out why it is, there's my phone, that nobody else seems to know these things. Okay? This is my great uncle's folder from Shepherd Air Force Base. I often also show his Aberdeen Proving Ground stuff. That's my little pink book, wherever it's hiding at the moment. And then I also go over his old notes with flux density notation with mercury and whatnot. Why? So that people understand that this has been going on for a really long time. So tell me how your phone works. When you click a button and you send an email, you don't see the email leave the phone. It's a wireless, invisible signal, just like your body. It's a body part. So when I worked at UW Whitewater for my job, I found IBM software that they alleged was also used way back when Fauci and them wanted to get their shit off the ground for attacking the human immune system. Well, if you don't know that the human immune system is 80% your biofield, you called it the aura, you called it stupid. Yeah, I know. That's because 6,000 years of human telemetry, chiropractic, and the rest of it for your circulatory system just magically disappeared. Nobody has any idea what's going on. That was 6,000 years of the human circulatory system. You call it chakras. Yeah, they call it aim and fire. 150 years ago, Aleister Crowley and people, yeah, nothing's real except what you can see. There is no biofield. There's no cymatics. There's no radionics. There's no plasmonics. There's nothing except what you can see. Well, that's a body part that's responsible for 80% of our immune system. How do we know for sure? The definition at Children's Hospital, the organs and tissues that comprise the immune system, the thymus, the bone marrow, the lymphatic, your vessels, your spleen, and your skin. And so I'm like, yeah, the human biofield being watched by Project Salus. So the human biofield is the aura, is your W band, 802.15.6. Department of Defense Directive 3000.09, everything is autonomous. And you have an MQ-9 Reaper drone attached to your skin and bone. That's a big bird for those of you that know. She's huge. And so for me, I'm like, why in the hell do we need something that big? Well, for those of you in radio frequency, yet again, that don't understand that we're playing around with the particulate in the atmosphere and perturbating the human biofield with the Doppler. Okay? And we're not talking about any of that. We're not talking about geoengineering and weather control, and all these systems work together. When I log into your body, I'm looking at multiple manifolds, torus manifolds, and then I'm using mathematics to log into your cell structure with something called biophysics, optoarray, electronic, photonic, moving your cells around with pressure, temperature, and physics, physical biophysics change. Not, oh, gee, I'm waving my magic wand. No, I'm logging into your body with radio frequency directly. This is how AI precision healthcare is offered. And I'm going to show you the bigger sign here in a minute. Step one, since 2005, any little nerd who could code in Zigbee and Bluetooth for light switches since 2005 is working with these biosensors, K-hop nearest neighbor routing, dynamic channel allocation, thermodynamic routing, right there. You can go look it up. Open shortest path first, body to body. How did I find it?
Let me pause it real quick. Like I told you, half of the shit that she talking about, I know nothing about it. I wish I would have paid more attention in school. I'm not going to hold you. Two things that I want to address here. This is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. I'm not telling nobody to accept this. You can reject it all you want. You don't even have to do any research on it. One of the reasons why I like sharing things like this is because it's brand new to me. I figured, well, hell, if it's new to me, maybe somebody else might need to see this too. Because once upon a time, I would have conversations with people, especially my family, and I'd be like, man, why does it always seem like the second I think about something, it shows up on my TV or it shows up on my phone? I don't even have or I could have had a conversation or exchange a text message with somebody, and then 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, hell, a day later, I'm getting ads, I'm getting commercials for the very thing that I was thinking about or I was discussing. Can't be a coincidence. I enjoy those type of conversations. You can't just talk no regular stuff with me. And I ain't the smartest person in the world, but I enjoy these type of rabbit hole discussions because it takes you beyond what you typically speak on a daily basis. And she cooking and she's breaking down her stuff. I just wanted to put that out there before I continued on with her thesis or however you want to frame it. Chef, bro, you know a little bit more than you let on, G14. You already hit with this. This is brand new to me, but I'm not mad at her. I'm gonna let her finish though.
Cybersecurity for the new digital ID and the 6G low personal area network. Machine to machine, no human can crack it or de-encrypt it or encrypt it. And it's ad hoc, vehicular ad hoc or whatever. And then the body is what sends the signal. Now, the moment that I found this mathematically by the metrics, I had a shit fit because I'm like, how in the hell are you using the human body for that? What are you doing? If you're doing that, you're using the aura. And of course, you can imagine as a natural telepath, having been electronically tortured lifelong for metrics, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You told me, not y'all, but family, professionals, people, oh, energy work is bullshit. The aura's not real. Only believe in what you can see. We're going to fix people's health. Well, I was told I had pseudotumor cerebri. Anybody got an autoimmune disorder out there? You ever wondered why they can't fix it? Okay. Maybe I should get that other sign back here for a second. Where's your immune system? 80% of your immune system is in that field. Am I able to electronically log into you and change out the cellular homeostasis of your electrical cell structure? And anybody who knows anything about biology, do you shit ham sandwiches? When you go eat your lunch, after you're done eating your lunch, do you shit it out in the same format? No. And why is that? Because we're biochemical beings and we have electricity in our cells. Yeah. But if I hit you with the signal and I decouple ass from your circadian rhythms by using the ratio, the golden ratio, to decouple, uncouple the cellular state. Now, where did I get this from? Tufts University, Dr. Michael Levin, life extension, synthetic biology, immortality research. It's called regenerative medicine, biomedical tissue engineering, wireless tissue engineering. For that, we have to disassociate your electrical fields, plural. This is called the biofield at the National Institute of Health. In the quantum market share, it's called the quantum field. In morphogenesis, you heard me, synthetic biology, morphogenesis, it's called the morphogenetic field. And why? Because it's still all the same damn thing. Your cells at every level exchanging data in your lymphatic system, your tissues. And now
They're hacking into that, changing it so that they can get transhumanism, synthetic biology, life extension. Where the fuck is everyone else?
That was clip one. I got one more I'm gonna play. I just want to say, look, man, we've been known for the longest time. They've been showing us for the longest time that they are very capable of manipulating our biology. Maybe not to the extent to where they can change a biological man into a woman, but they can go to the extent to where they can clone. They can go to the extent to where now they can actually put a Neuralink chip inside of your skull and connect you in ways that only you would have been able to do so via your cell phone or a tablet. Now you can actually do things just with your mind, because think it's a joke. The movies show it, TV shows. Hell, they make jokes in awards ceremonies. They make jokes in commercials and ads and post on social media. They talk about this stuff all the time in subtle ways. Frankenstein's monster. And that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Electroshock therapy. Putting needles and all types of different drugs in your body. We don't even know what's in a lot of that shit that they injecting us with, for real. All we know is you sick, you got a illness or ailment, you need to suppress this so that you're not in agony, or we need to kind of help you combat whatever virus or whatever it is that you dealing with. Here, let me just give you this. Come back in 2 months. Here's the bill. All right, make sure you pay this in 15, 20, 30 years if you can afford to. They've been manipulating us for years in so many different areas. The shit is scary. And when I saw the original clip of this, I'm like, oh, hold on. I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if this is AI. I don't know if this woman is really legit. I started digging more, and she's legit on everything that she's talking about. Now I haven't gone deep enough into the rabbit hole to pull up and extract more, but for educational purposes, I wanted to share this with the public because they are literally digging inside of our bodies and rearranging things without us knowing. No consent. It's just almost like basically saying they're invading our privacy, violating the hold up. Yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. And it is making me think about that video that I played a couple weekends ago, where they were basically telling you exactly what the hell they were going to do. I feel like I need to play that shit again. I don't even know if I got it saved or not. I might have to look for it. But I am going to share this next one. This is part 2. She was still elaborating a little more. Yeah, I'm not surprised, bro. I'm not. Do you think any of this is a coincidence, or like these cancers and all of these different diseases? And I'm not talking about the sexually transmitted ones. I'm talking about the ones where your lungs get fucked up and your bones get all twisted and non-Hodgkins and all this other stuff. Like, you think any of that shit is just by chance? We here talking about a couple things: what they do to our food, what they're doing to our water, and what they're doing to our physical bodies spiritually. It's an attack. Basically, this is what this stream is about for me. It's an attack on the human body, on the human soul, when it all come down to it. But I'm gonna play this next joint, and then I'm gonna wrap up with my thoughts. Let me go.
Get even easier. Instinct. What was the military promised? Oh, look, with N3, we have read write to the brain tissue right now. That's what an intracellular cyber nano, internet of bodies, internet of behaviors, internet of medical. I mean, it is so vast. And it all goes back to the same thing. The aura. You're not allowed to talk about it. People got killed for talking about it. And then selectively, since 2012 and 13, we have doctors and physicians and all these people. Oh, gosh, I just don't know. Oh, I don't know. Well, in Tennessee in 1911, they knew all of the population density in northern Tennessee, northeastern Tennessee, when the copper lines went in for TV and radio here in Appalachia. Well, gee, almost the entire population, digestive problems, and they got diabetes within a year. Over 80% of the whole population. Let's take a look at what's happened since the 90s. It's always your fault. Fibromyalgia, you just couldn't deal with pain. Oh, you have a pseudotumor. Your body is acting like it has a brain tumor, but it doesn't. So we'll feed you full of pills. Hey, you're having pseudo seizures. I watched a man with two other football player-sized dudes, and he was working inside of a gym, a cheerleading gym. They had those big mats on the floor. So he's rolling it up. He starts having a seizure. His eyes are bloodshot. They take him to the hospital. This man, they've told for years, you're having pseudo seizures. How is it that at the hospital, they can't tell him what's happening to his brain? For the same reason that your counselors and therapists lie. They tell you you're not electronic, you're not electromagnetic. Where do they leave you? Nebulous. It's always, I don't know. Well, somebody knows deeply. So then it becomes all the autoimmune disorders. 80% of your immune system is in that DNA generated, photonically resonant, electromagnetic, natural body part. And everyone has one. And the Department of Defense does not leave anybody out. So whatever you believe in, whatever you think you knew, whatever you think you know, now's the time to set that down at the door and learn. It is a body part. The aura is the human biofield. And if you watched the preparation for this presentation, what you should hopefully be feeling right now is mouth on the floor. What? Good. Stay there, please. All right. Cancer is not my story to tell, but I've got medical documents right now that'll show you they can give it to you and take it away. And they sure do. Then we have nano diseases like Morgellons. They were recorded in history in 1640 or 52. Now, what's going on? Sosa and Mosa. So now you're going to want to hit the two articles. We're going to shift now. You're going to want to hit the two articles that are there talking about L3 Harris. And both articles I pulled from Command and Control C4ISR for this presentation for the military people watching. I am an N2 architecture. Grandfather is Black Projects Boeing, Fort Meade Station 1. My great uncle was 3570th Master Aircraft Mechanic and 6570th Chemical Army Ordnance Corps. These are my family members. And I myself have been out here since April of 2022, attempting to force the issue of electromagnetic warfares of drones. It's coming. We've used it in other countries since 1994, and now on our own population. This big Havana syndrome secret, even a week ago on the Drudge Report, or less. The CIA in the middle of the Drudge had a big symbol, and it said, oh, the doctor that investigated Havana syndrome from 2017, no one would help him. Officers, military peers, no one would help him. We have a problem with off-the-shelf electromagnetic weaponry. They said it would resolve the moment they turned us over into Jassara Nassara. Excuse me. Are you going to tell people about the human body part you have full of magnets, that you've got total control over every human down to the bone marrow? And you are currently guaranteeing by 2023 or 2025 up to 40% of full behavioral control. And nah, this isn't about marketing. When the Cloudflare turns off in this plan, you think you're quantum, you have a new technology, just go get injected, we'll protect you. Here come the plasma storms and all these things. How does it work? Sosa and Mosa. So where we're going to start from all this is here. A nice new little picture so you understand. Bluetooth and Zigbee are 802.15.4, and since 2005, you are commercially connected. So the same construction worker installing the light switch for the IEEE, he knows that you have an invisible electromagnetic wirelessly available to anybody commercially since 2005 body part. So then you enter in that the people who are writing the apps for your body part, all these sensors are commercially available. Again, I'm going to continue. You have two RF sinks, one over your heart and one over your bladder. Radio frequency sync, pulling it into your body, into your tissue. Dang. Oh, yeah, because they're going to stop you. That you can't walk, you can't move, you can't do anything. You don't bring a gun to an electromagnetic fight because you're not moving. Now, it gets worse. So the people who've been writing apps for this since 2005, mostly 2010, 12, whatever, they have to choose via something called K-hop routing. How to use the carrier sense. Where did I put it? I wrote this out for folks that could see it easier. Because this carrier wave sensing, and then it's collision detection or collision. Where did you go? Apologies, folks. This is my first run at this. Okay, well, the CMSA, I have it on the site too, is based on heat, fenestration of the biofield, and active data location. So this is what's actually going on in your body. And oh, here we are. Yeah, I did. I had it down here. Okay. So, media access control. No, medium access control. Carrier sense. So you don't get to use your body part for the radar usages they originally played with in World War I or World War II. Amazing Polly's like, oh, it's an open secret that they're hiding a body part away from everyone, and now they have it so easily available to people who write apps. Correct. So we come into the what layer of the computer networking model of open systems interconnectivity? And we have beacon-enabled mode slotted CSMA, carrier sense multiple access with collision avoidance, and then non-beacon enabled mode unslotted CSMA-CA. For all of the humans watching me that do understand what I'm about to say, thank you. For those of you that don't, I apologize, but I must say it this way. I am non-invasive N2 technology with a cosmic clearance courtesy of my family, who risked their lives, changed everything they did, and they are not able to speak like everyone knows because that is not something you're allowed to talk about. I was unaware up until a few days ago of really what I was saying out loud, because when it comes to N2, you have to make a call. Otherwise, you don't get through at all. But for non-invasive N3 DARPA, and they promised, this new technology with intracellular nano network, the Internet of Bodies, the medical would be faster, more precise, and more secure. What do we actually have? We actually have constant button pushing, MATLAB assisting with artificial neural networks, relational neural networks, and convolutional neural networks. And what else do we have? Wide open security, off the shelf, tons of people lying in every direction, and everyone thinks you need a chip. What else do we have? Chaos, confusion. All the doctors and physicians lie. Now, what is going on? We're hiding a body part. Why? And what I proved in the last few days to the military, saying it this way, is that N2 here is more secure, faster, and more precise. And there was a random human individual who showed and demonstrated the same thing in real time.
You know what's interesting about stuff like this? Even though I don't understand her terminology, my discernment, my radar goes off when she's speaking. It's like I can understand her, but I don't understand her. If that make any type of sense. I'll give you an example. Have you ever watched a movie where they experiment on a dude, they turn him into a superhuman, or they use them for their weird experiments? There's one I can't think of for the love of me, where the dude, he died in the war, or he was seriously injured in the war. He didn't realize that he was plugged up to a machine that was basically his life support, and they were using his image, his memory, and his avatar in another parallel universe to fight crime or prevent a train from exploding because somebody had a vendetta and they wanted to kill people off. Good movie. This kind of reminds me of that. You got a bunch of scientists sitting in a lab somewhere in the Pentagon or some shit. They break down in layman terms what the hell they're actually doing according to the orders of sergeants and generals and whoever else is in charge. They understand what's going on. They already made the orders. They told them this is what we want to happen. We need you to do this, do that, do that. They present the test dummies, the lab rats. They pull up the statistics and the numbers. And then next thing you know, you see people dying from diseases that they never had before. Y'all were healthy. We're talking about high blood cholesterol, diabetes is a thing in one specific community more than others. Folks have insomnia and narcolepsy and all this other shit. Makes me wonder, like, all right, well, how much of this is just organically being put in us through hereditary situations, and how much of this is actually being juiced out in the ways that she's describing it? Like, she sounds like someone who was there physically with them, going through the steps case by case, and here we are. People are sick, mentally ill, emotionally damaged, crashed. All I'm gonna let her finish cooking, but I just wanted to get that off.
So here we are in this presentation. Your N3 is not more secure, it is not more precise, and it is not faster than a free-range human with your biosensor magnets not interfering with my endocrine system. And they know it. And a lot of people that are listening right now, you didn't. Oh, there's a reason for that. They don't want anybody to know what's really going on. So for 150 years, we have total ignorance. And now with drones coming, when you say electromagnetic warfare, a few days ago on The Drudge, I don't know what you're talking about. Stay brain damaged. We're not going to help you. Meanwhile, young people, $300, and they're making literal changes to your tissue, and you think it's a UFO, it's a spirit. I don't know. Why can't you tell people they have a body part? Because you have a remote. We don't. To our own central nervous system, our own respiratory, all of it. And if we go to our physicians, they lie to us. That is severe, and there is no getting around any of that without telling the truth. The aura is a DNA-generated body part. And that brings us to the MQ-9 Reaper drones that are tethered via Pentagon Statement 3000.09. And I quote, "There was no positive outcome in the design criterion." If you would like to look that up for yourself, it is inside this 2-book college textbook series. And I quote, "Human Interaction in Emerging Technologies and Future Systems." This book reports on research and developments in human-technology interaction. A special emphasis is given to human-computer interaction and its implementation for a wide range of purposes such as healthcare, aerospace, telecommunication, and among others. So why aren't people going to Amazon and discovering, hey, it's a body part? Then why aren't they asking the question, what's going on with the body part? You all know why. You've been doing it to me since April. And even last night, when people who have a faith that they believe in, you make fun of them, you denigrate them, and you pretend, those of you in academia, that you know better. Meanwhile, you in academia need the drop-down menus that have SOSA and MOSA and the 802.15 and total access commercially with all sorts of people playing with human bodies, and nobody has any idea because they think they need a chip. 150 years of eradicating the human body part out of work, school, education, common vernacular, and you get to do whatever you want. And the IEEE engineers can sit there and go, and just take the money. So who's controlling it? Get even easier. Instinct. What was the military?
Yeah, I know that's a lot. Because when I watched both of them, I was stuck too. There's so much we don't know about the human anatomy. But we have so many different conversations. Astral projection has widely been a thing on social media that I've seen a lot of. Zodiacs, horoscopes, telekinesis, all that stuff. But we really don't know that much about our own body. Even the healthiest person don't even know that much. Lucy made me think of this film. This clip, or the last two. They fed her a drug, and by the end of the movie, she had reached 100% of her brain's capacity, and she basically turned into a ethereal being that was able to connect to just about anything she wanted. When you see movies like that, it's like, oh, it's cool. It's just theatrics. But has anybody really truly used 100% of their brain? Is that even a thing? we do discredit it. Some people will say we don't. I would beg to differ and offer a different argument to say I don't think not a single human being on this planet has ever tapped into the fullest potential of their brain ever. I don't think it's possible. And if it is, I would love to see it for myself. We go off of what the doctors say. We go off of what scientists say. But we're not the ones that's doing the research, cutting people open, messing around with them test tubes and them graduated cylinders, mixing and matching blood and extracting cells from different parts of a body or whatever. And we like I listened to her talk and I meditated on this shit. I didn't know how I was going to present this to the public. I just knew I wanted to share it because I can't be the only one. And the fact that you even said that they came and visited you because of what you saw, you know, most people not even going to believe it. That's why I love it over here. We can talk aliens. We can talk sea creatures. We can talk spirits, ghosts, all that. Nothing is off the table. Quite frankly, we're just in these shells. Our spirit man outside of this knows everything, or would have access to every single thing. We limit ourselves here due to what? Being distracted by TV and your favorite comedy specials, and who's your favorite podcast, or the man and woman argument, or your favorite rapper. We really don't push ourselves as much as we could. I agree 100%. That's why I could not talk to somebody for 2-3 weeks or 2 months, and I think about them one time and they pop up. Or I could be in a situationship with somebody or close to a family member or something, and they'll know what I'm going to say before I say it. I really even believe while we sleep that we tap into something a lot more powerful than we do when we're awoke or awake, excuse me. Because your body don't shut off. It's shut down. You just close your eyes and rest. But what's happening around you? What's happening while you're in that dream state? Life ain't stopping. Everything is still going on. You just are in a different universe when your eyes are closed. And I truly believe that a lot of our constituents have been sitting on these tidbits and these nuggets, and they're not sharing it with us. I really believe to a certain degree. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I support everything she say, because shit is just something to put on the table for anyone who is curious. I do really believe that there is a piece of us that they don't want us to know about. And if we actually knew how to connect with it and unlock it, it would be over. We sleep, we distracted. We are slaves to our fleshly and earthly desires. We don't give ourselves permission to see beyond anger, bitterness, sex, drugs, violence, music. We stuck here when we should really be up here. We would rather argue about who Papoose is with or who 50 Cent is arguing with or who he's rapping against than really bringing the best versions of ourselves to light. We die poor in mind, poor in spirit, beaten, broken, poor, struggling, stressed. When everybody got the same body, same brain, same blood, but some people tend to excel and achieve more than other people. Why? And why is all this shit so secretive? If there was no truth to any of it. People getting killed for speaking on truth. People getting for speaking on truth. Disappearing. Wouldn't this be information that you would want to know? Wouldn't you want to know that there is another level to you than just where you at right now? That you could be a better musician, a better singer. Maybe it wasn't even in your design to be either or. Maybe you were supposed to be something greater than that. And you're not supposed to be living off of poisoned cow meat or candy that's draped and dripped with bug juice, being fed paste that's supposed to be a French fry, or breathing in air that's filled with all types of pesticides. And they fly to and fro throughout your work week. While you're in traffic, you see the planes going back and forth. They dropping off all of this shit, whatever it is. We inhaling it. They taking their research back, checking the numbers, seeing how it's affecting people, seeing how it's changing people's behavior patterns and attitudes and all this other shit. Yeah, man. To answer your question from earlier, we are our own worst enemies. We are the problems. It's an attack on your mental health. It's an attack on your spiritual journey. It's an attack on your body. Everything that they are doing is to destroy the soul, to destroy your future. They don't seem like conspiracy theories too much now, do they? All this shit that you see posted online 20, 30 years ago, it don't look like it's a bunch of bullshit now, huh? Not to me. Look, I didn't share this to discredit anyone. I didn't share it to antagonize or attack anybody. I'm sharing it because it's not a redundant topic. I'm sharing it because someone might be interested in it. And I'm hoping that maybe you could elaborate a little bit more in the comment section. I'm going to have to get to some point, Lord willing, where I can have men and women like that up here so they can share. Because I don't care about politics. I don't care about popularity or none of that bullshit. I'm not tied into nobody. I'm not trying to be cool and this, that, and there. I want the truth to be out. So if there's folks like her that wants to share stuff like this, hey, you're more than welcome to over here. I hope y'all got something out of this discussion, out of those videos. Like, share, repost, let the people know we are about variety over here. We talk about a little bit of everything. You dig? Chef, salutes to you, sir. I'm glad you could make it. I was really deliberately passionate about talking about this one. Because this is something that I've had conversations about before. I never thought that someone could make as much sense of it as she did. But hearing it come out of someone else's mouth, I appreciate it. So you guys enjoy your evening. I'm about to chill. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Do me a solid before you go, if you don't mind.
What's the goddamn button?
Peace.